Okay, so now that we have the parts of a circle down, and we can find the diameter and the radius interchangeably, we're going to talk about how to find the circumference and the area of a circle. So, if I have a circle right here, the circumference is the distance around the outside, right? So just like the perimeter of a circle, okay? And then we need to make sure we remember pi. Looks like this, and it's equal to 3.14. Okay, so to find the circumference, get rid of that guy. There's a couple different ways to do it. Okay, so if we use diameter, the circumference C is pi times the diameter. So C equals pi times the diameter. Okay. If we're using the radius, well, since the diameter is just 2 of the radius, we just take 2 times the radius times pi, and we just substitute that formula for diameter. Let's do it this way. Okay, so it's just rearranged so the number is in front. And that's where this formula comes from. So if you're using diameter, it's just pi times the diameter. If you're using radius, it's 2 times pi times the radius. Okay? So for the area of a circle, oops, let's move this guy up a little bit. So picky. Okay, our formula is the area of the circle is pi times the radius squared. Okay, so that's what it looks like over here. And remember that squaring a number, since the area of a square, if I took a times a, we just call it a squared. That's where that comes from. I'll get rid of that though. So here's our official formula, and here's what squaring a number means down there, okay? So we're going to start with a circumference example. Okay. I'm going to write my formulas up here. C equals pi times the diameter, or C equals 2 times pi times the radius. Okay, so working with this plate, we want to find the circumference of the plate, so the distance around the outside, okay? And we're going to round our answer to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so this measurement that's given to us across the circle, well, since it's across the whole circle, that's our diameter. So I can use this formula. So I always start by writing the formula. First, that's right, our diameter is 9 inches. So write our formula. Circumference equals pi times the diameter. Okay. Then you fill in what you know. I'm looking for the circumference. I know that pi is worth 3.14, and my diameter is 9. So now I'm just going to multiply and round. So I take 3.14 times 9. Get 28.26. Okay, and it said the nearest hundredth. Well, here's my hundredths place. It's already done. Okay, so we're gonna say 28.26 inches. Okay, and since it's a distance, it's just inches. It's not inches squared. That's only for area. Okay, next one. A circular pool has a radius of 7 feet. And we are going to find the circumference of the pool. Okay. Well, since this is a picture, I just drew a picture of a circle. Oh, goodness. Okay, and the radius is 7. So I can use this equation. So I'm going to write my formula. That pen is going to be way too big. So the circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. Then you substitute in what you know. If I could spell it right. Okay, I'm looking for the circumference. It is 2 times pi is 3.14. My radius is 7. So then my calculator, I type 2 times 3.14 times 7. Is 43.96. So all we're doing here is we multiplied. And now we're going to round. I round to the nearest tenth. Well, the 9 is in my tenths place. I look next door. It's bigger than 5, so I add one more. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay. So our circumference is 44 feet. Okay, our next two problems are over area. So I'm going to go back to my formula sheet real quick and find the formula for that. So the area is pi times the radius squared. So, write our formula. A equals pi times the radius squared. My radius is right here. Okay, goes halfway across, so it's the radius. So then I fill in what I know. The area is pi is worth 3.14 times 4.7 squared. So the area is 3.14 times. Squaring a number means to multiply itself, so this is 4.7 times 4.7. Okay, that's where that comes from. So now I just type that in my calculator. So I'm going to multiply and round. So 3.14 times 4.7 times 4.7. Okay, you get the area is 69.3626. My instructions are to round to the nearest 10th. So here's my 10ths place. I look to the right. 6 is bigger than 5, so I add 1 to the 3. So it's 69.4 kilometers squared. Okay, area is square units. Alright, this circle gives us the diameter, but my formula uses the radius, and I don't have a formula that uses diameter for area, so I need to find the diameter first. Or find the radius. Okay, well, the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. I know that my diameter is 16. Then I divide by 2, because I just want 1 r. And you get that 8 equals r. Then I'm just going to move on with my formula like normal. So I'm going to write my formula. Area is pi times the radius squared. Then I'm going to substitute what I know. Area is 3.14 times 8 squared. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply and round. Okay. Remember that squaring a number means to multiply it by itself. So this is 8 times 8. It's not 8 times 2, it's 8 times itself. So 8 times 8. And I just put that in my calculator. 3.14 times 8 times 8. And you get area equals 200.96. My instructions say to round to the nearest hundredth. Well, here's my hundredths place, so it's already done for me. And this would be square centimeters. Okay. Okay. Oops. So your practice from the week, or for the week, you got 2 choices for part 2. Okay, you can either do a Google form like last week. Okay, there's problems on. Okay, so you can either do the Google form. If you go to Google Classroom, okay, these instructions are linked on there. So if you click the instructions, there will be a link here for the Google form. Or choice 2, you can complete 10 questions using this link on IXL. Make sure, if you're going to do this one, you need to screenshot your score and upload the picture to the assignment and turn it in. Otherwise, you can't get points for it because I don't know what you've done. Okay? So, you can do either one. Follow the instructions on your Google Classroom when you click the assignment. And be looking for office hours and live class times, and email us if you have any questions. They look like these. This page is what some of the problems might look like. There's more options than this, or different options, on the Google form, but this is what they look like. So